Hi, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Chris, and if this is your first time watching one of these videos, you are watching a storytelling series that I was asked to put together by the good people at Create More, Fear Less. So, welcome if this is your first time. One of the things that I like to do to start every one of these videos is I like to do a little exercise. It's an exercise that I think helps us all kind of find our center, to relax and to reflect on kind of where we are at this moment in time right now. So all you need for this exercise is something to write with and something to write on. And what we're gonna do is we're just going to take a moment. You can close your eyes if you want to, and think if there's anything that's kind of on your mind, anything that you're a little bit anxious about, anything that you're worried about. So take a moment. And you can always write your answer. It can be a sentence, it can be a word, or it can even be a picture. It doesn't matter. And I have what I call a worry jar. It's just a plastic jar. Some of you already know it used to hold a delicious gelato, a raspberry gelato, very good. But now it holds my worries. So I'm always gonna share out loud kind of what I'm worried about at the beginning of each of these episodes. But you can keep your worries to yourself. Just write them down and keep them on that piece of paper. You don't have to share them with anyone. So I don't actually have a lot of worries today, but one of the things I've been worried about all day is I feel a little tired, like I might be catching a cold. And the last thing I want is a cold in the summer. For those of you who've had summer colds, they're the worst because it's nice outside and all you want to do is be outside, but you have a cold, so you have to be in bed. It's no fun. So I'm a little bit worried that I'm getting a cold, so I'm going to write down catching a cold. Now, here's the thing about this worry. There's absolutely nothing I can really do about this. I can eat a little better, I can go to sleep a little earlier, but if I have a cold, I have a cold. So I'm gonna definitely take this worry, I'm gonna fold it up. I'm not gonna hold on to this at all. It is what it is, right? This one's going right into the jar. Boom, done. So I like to end this exercise with what I call kind of taking a mood temperature. The mood temperature is just really thinking about where you're at mood-wise at this moment. And then we'll do it again at the end of the activity that I have planned for us today. So even though I feel a little tired and I feel like I might be catching a cold, I'm actually in not just a good space, I'm in a little bit of a kind of a little goofy space. I've been making a lot of jokes today. No one's been laughing, but I've been making a lot of jokes today. So that's kind of where I'm at. So take a moment, think about where you're at, and then decide how that mood is going to play into what we're about to do. So what we're about to work on today in this storytelling series is something I call a proverb prompts. Sounds like a tongue twister, actually. So again, it's proverb prompts. So one, what is a proverb? Well, a proverb is a simple traditional saying that has expressed a perceived truth about something based on an experience and common sense. Now, those were a lot of words I just said. So an example of a proverb that a lot of us have heard, and if you haven't heard it, that's fine. It can be super simple. Something like better late than never. Better late than never. What does that mean? Like, let's really break that down. Take a moment, think about it. Better late than never. That's only 4 words, right? Super simple. Better late than never. I think better late than never means that it's better you get there than not getting there at all, right? So if I was gonna think of a story, which is the prompt part of it, right? It was proverb prompt. So we know what a proverb is, and now what does a prompt mean? A prompt is just a tool to get us to generate ideas, right? A prompt, as far as storytelling goes, a prompt is our inspiration for the story that we come up with. So if we go back to better late than never, if that's my prompt, and it's also a proverb, then better late than never makes me think of a time when I was stuck in an airport. I was trying to fly back home to Michigan, and I had the opportunity, because everything was delayed, I had the opportunity to just get all my money back, cancel the flight. I decided to stay in the airport, and I was late. I was actually a day late flying home. But once I got home, I had a really enjoyable time with my family, and I was glad that I did it. So, better late than never having done it at all. All right, does that make sense? I hope so. So, I have actually written down some proverbs that I found, and they come from all over the world. I wrote down a lot. We're probably not going to get to all of them. So let's start with this. And after I read the proverb, we're going to use it as a prompt. And we're really going to dissect the proverb. Dissect, meaning we're going to break it down. What does this mean? Right? And then once you break it down, what does this mean? You're going to use that as inspiration to come up with a very, very short story. No more than 30 seconds. So let's start with the first one. This is a Nigerian proverb. And in translation, this proverb says, "When the music changes, so does the dance." I like that. I like that a lot. When the music changes, so does the dance. It's a Nigerian proverb. So take some time, and because I'm here, I'm going to tell you what I think this means. And the great thing about proverbs sometimes is they can have different meanings for different people, right? We all have different experiences. But for me, when the music changes, so does the dance. That just makes me think that sometimes you have to go with the flow. Go with the flow might be another proverb. I don't even know. What does go with the flow mean? It means that sometimes you have to change with the wind, right? You have to, if the environment changes, then you change, you adapt to your environment. So literally, if you're dancing to a song, I almost started dancing. I'm glad I caught myself. If you're dancing to a song and you're just getting it in, it's feeling good, but then the song, the music changes, a new song comes on, are you going to do the same dance to that song? Probably not. It's a different beat, it's a different vibe, it's a different singer, right? So you're going to adapt, you're going to change according to what's going on, right? And you're going to try to fit your moves to that music. I like that. I like that a lot. So now, can you think of a short story that proverb makes you think of? Can you get your prompt from that proverb? And I'll read it for you again. When the music changes, so does the dance. So for me, the very, very short story I'll come up with for myself is, when I switched schools, I went from a public school to a private school, and I had to start wearing a uniform, which I hated. Blue pants, white button shirt, not a good look on me. But I had to kind of adapt to that new environment, right? It wasn't public school, it was a private school, totally different kinds of kids I was around all of a sudden. So I really had to adapt to that. I couldn't really be the person that I was. It wasn't like I changed completely, but it was even different rules. It was a different culture at this private school. So when the music changes, so does the dance. I think we have time for one more. Let's choose. Oh, I like this one. So this is a Cuban proverb. When the sun rises, it rises for everyone. I like that one a lot. I'll say it again. When the sun rises, it rises for everyone. I'm feeling that one. I'm feeling that one, especially now in this time that we're all living in. When the sun rises, it rises for everyone. What does that make you think of? What do you think they mean? I think it means that, for me, and this is a good one where I think you could have a lot of different meanings for this one, but what I think of right away is when the sun rises, it rises for everyone. It tells me that I'm not the center of the universe. I'm part of a bigger picture. The sun isn't just for me, right? There are billions of people on Earth. And the sun isn't just for me. The water isn't just for me. The land isn't just for me, right? We have to learn to share. We have to learn to collaborate. We have to learn to work together. And it would be selfish of me to think that when that sun rises, that it's just for me and me alone. So I'd be curious to hear what you came up with, but that was just mine. So, now using that as a prompt for a short story, when the sun rises, again, it's a Cuban proverb, when the sun rises, it rises for everyone. Ooh, I'm going to go back to a short story about a school experience I had again. When I must have been in the 4th grade. And when I was in the 4th grade, we had Valentine's Day. I'm sure you still have Valentine's Day. But the teachers really made sure that you weren't just giving a card to one person. If you made a card, you had to make a card for everybody. And at the time, I really didn't understand that. But now as an adult, I totally get it, right? Imagine what it would feel like. Imagine what it would feel like to be a student and everybody else is getting Valentine's Day cards and you're not getting anything, right? And I just think it's really important that we keep everybody in mind. We keep all people in mind when we're doing anything. So, and it still happens today. I spend a lot of time in classrooms, and usually when I go to the lower grades, that is actually still a rule. If you're making Valentine's Day cards, you're making Valentine's Day cards for everyone. So Valentine's Day isn't just for you, it's for everyone. Okay, so before we go, I want you to take the time to just Google or look up Proverbs. Look up Proverbs from all over the world. They're really interesting. They're good. They're enjoyable to read. I'll read you the other two, but we won't go into it. So there's a Zulu proverb that says, "The most beautiful fig may contain a worm." The most beautiful fig may contain a worm. And then the last one is a Japanese proverb that says, "Even monkeys fall from trees." Even monkeys fall from trees. So in your own time, think about what those proverbs mean, break them down, and then use those two as a prompt to tell a short story. Tell it to a friend, tell it to someone you're living with, a family member, or just tell it to yourself. Stand in front of the mirror. It's totally up to you. Okay, we did it again. But before we go, we got to take a mood temperature, right? So, my mood temperature right now, in this very moment, it's kind of through the roof. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. I hope you're feeling good, or at least curious. Proverbs, they're great prompts. They're great idea generators for stories. So I hope this was helpful or useful for you, and join me next time. Have a good day.